Parent Entrepreneur Power, conversation number 233.
Parent Entrepreneur Power.
Wait, what? Entrepreneur Power!
This is the podcast for parents juggling the tough choices required for success in business while putting family first. Hi, I'm Mary Catherine Johnson, and I share the ups and downs and dirty truths of profits and potty training while chatting with successful parent entrepreneurs from all walks of life. Are you powered up? Hey there, Power Parents. You know who I am, MKJ here, and this is a solo episode where I'm going to talk about some very specific techniques that I've used and that I hope you can use as well to get yourself, if this is you, out of the fog of the operator in your business. Now, let me tell you what I mean by that. What I'm going to talk about is how to get past, how to get unstuck from wherever it is you are if you feel you're stuck. Now, let me just start off with, if you're moving forward little by little, taking baby steps, things are moving forward, you're not stuck, okay? If you're moving forward and you're taking baby steps, but your business isn't growing at all, and it hasn't, say, for the last 6 months, even 3 months, then you might be stuck, okay? So that's what I'm talking about. We always talk here about baby steps. You know that. This is not a jump to the next level. This is daily activities that grow our businesses and that grow our kids. This is nothing new for parents, okay? But I want to talk specifically because I was stuck. I was absolutely stuck. I kept trying different things and doing different things. And we're talking for probably the span of about 8 years. 8 years. I tried this, tried that, dabbled in this, did this, made a little money here, made a little money there, enough to keep going, enough to keep me interested and keep me moving forward. At least I thought I was moving forward, but nothing really to actually grow a successful, viable business. So I speak from experience, 8 years of experience. Please, please. I know some of you listening to my voice are also in that place. You may not have been there for 8 years. You may only be there for a year. You may be there for 5 years. I know I've talked to some of you. And I've said, you will change. I will help you change. And I've given you tools and techniques and things to do for free, my time, and nothing's changed. And I can't do that. Once you have the tools that you need, the tools are really only 10% of the equation. The mindset is the other 90%. And that's what I'm here to talk about. Both the mindset and some specific tools to help you move forward from that mindset. Now, with those 8 years, it wasn't a real quick fix of, just change your mindset and everything will be wonderful. That wasn't the case. I was really stuck emotionally in that place. I had an emotional block that I was not able to move past. And it wasn't until I really just shut that off and moved full steam ahead no matter what. Come hell or high water, I was going to just go because I was totally overtaken by something. And that's my life. That's the way my specific business and life has worked in the past. When I am so passionate, so excited, so overwhelmed with the idea of doing something in business, that's what kicks me in the you-know-what to move forward. That may not be you. And messenger bots are the thing that got me going now. Before that, I was dabbling and doing fine and being successful. At least I thought I was being successful, but nothing to this extent. And the same with Mommy Loves when I had my first business. That was an overwhelming desire. And it moved me past the mental block of, I'm not an entrepreneur. I don't know how to do this. I've never even thought of building a business or starting a business. It moved me past that mindset. Okay. So if that's you, you need an aha moment, go out and just live your life and the aha moment will be there. The question of whether you take advantage of that moment is another story, but I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the ones of you who are moving each day looking online, following people, trying to create a sales funnel on ClickFunnels and just sell a free plus shipping something, or you're doing an online course and you're starting from scratch and you've got this online course and you have this great idea and it's wonderful and you just know people are going to want to buy it. So you spend all your time building the course and creating a funnel to sell the course, but you have no idea if people even need it. Okay. And you've talked to people, but no one's actually put their money down for it. Okay. I know that is vital. I know it. I believe it. It's in my bones. That is vital. You must have people who are willing to pay you for something before you have a business. And don't spend your time 6 months, 3 months, I don't care how much time, trying to build something that you don't even know if people will give you money for. Okay. So if you're one of those people that is stuck in that place and you are working and you're trying new things and you're following people, that's awesome. You've got information, you've got data, you've got skills, you are learning things. That's fantastic. If you've been doing that for more than 3 months, you need to stop. And you need to look at, what the heck am I doing? What am I actually building? And find a business that you're going to build if you're going to be an entrepreneur. Unless you've got a full-time job and you're fine and you're just dabbling, go for it. If that's not you and you're actually needing to do this as a business and you want to do it as a business, you're not just dabbling, listen up. Okay, so I talked about a fog, and I got to tell you, I live in Northern California. And it's summertime. It's the beginning of summertime. And we woke up actually today to a very unusually foggy day. Okay, this is summer. Summer is not foggy here. Summer is not cold. Summer is not wet in Northern California. Now, I've been traveling, and I know other places, south and east, it gets wet in the summer. That's not California. So I knew something was strange. All right. We woke up. It was a fog. It was cool. It was crisp. It was fantastic, to be honest with you. But it reminded me when I looked out my window, we look out over a lake, and I looked out toward the lake and couldn't see the lake. And I'm like, wow, if I didn't know there was a lake there, I would have no idea there was a lake there because I couldn't see it. That, my friends, is your key. So I started off talking about if you're unstuck and how to get unstuck from the fog of being an operator. Okay, let me talk about what an operator is. An operator is someone who's actually operating their business. You're down in the trenches. You're doing the work. That's fantastic. That's what starts every business, right? Most of us have to do the work. We don't just hire someone to do something and then just sit and collect the profits. Okay. Most of us don't do that. We actually jump in and do the work. So when you're the operator, when you're actually working, you're getting things done. That's the first step in building your business. That's the first part of knowing if you have something viable. That's fantastic. Unless that's all you're going to do, which most of us want to move beyond that, but can't. And here's where the mindset comes in. Unless that's all you're going to do is be the operator, if you want something beyond operator, then listen up. Because when you're in the operator role, it's very difficult to move out of that because there are some very specific mindset shifts you need to make to rise higher. And you've heard me talk about these before. You've heard me talk about hiring people. You've heard me talk about delegating. You've heard me talk about those kinds of things. But those are just concepts. If you're still in the fog, if every day you're working in your business and you say, oh man, I wish I could hire someone to do X, Y, Z, but I just don't have time. Or you say, okay, tomorrow I'm going to hire, or you've even maybe talked to people, but you haven't actually implemented that. And you're continuing day after day after day being the operator, then you're probably stuck in a fog. Okay. Because you can't see beyond that. You can't rise up above the fog and look at your business. You can't rise above the clouds and look down at your business and see what's going on. So one of the first things I want you to do, because usually that's a mindset issue, is actually think of that fog. Look at that fog in relation to what you have to do next. Okay, so what am I talking about? If you're an operator and you are in your business every day and there are tasks that you know you want to delegate to someone else, I want you to stop. I want you to think about what those tasks are. And I know you probably have this and that and everything else to do, and you have to deliver things for clients, and it's all time sensitive and all of that. I get it. But if you just take 5 minutes, believe me, you can take 5 minutes out of your day. Don't check Facebook once during the day. Don't check your email once during the day. That will probably give you 30 minutes, to be honest, because, we could spend a lot of time in email and Facebook, right? So just don't. One of the times that you're going to go click up and check Facebook or respond to a notification, if, God forbid, you have notifications on your computer still, please turn them off. Don't do it. Don't respond to that notification and don't check Facebook. Take that time, sit down, and write down, I don't care if you have to put it on your computer or a notebook, what is it that you want to delegate? Exactly what task that you do on a regular basis that you want to delegate to someone else, okay? Or exactly if you're even before that and you aren't even at that level of being an operator and you're just still trying to find that business, stop and write down all the 3 things, not all, 3 things that you have the skills for and that you can develop as an expert or at least a service or a product in a business, and pick one. Just pick one that you know is viable. And you've probably done this research. You've seen online, you know if it's viable or not, or at least you think it is. And you need to go out and find people who will buy that thing. If you can't do that, then just keep dabbling and stay stuck, stay in the fog. If you can, take that thing and go out and talk to people about it and say, is this something you need? And if they say yes, then you say, I can do that for you and it will cost XYZ. And if they say, fantastic, do it. There you go. You've started a business, okay? Because there will be other people that you need that will need exactly what you're doing as well. Okay? So if you need to do that, if that's where you are, that's what you need to do. However, if you're looking at me and you're going, are you kidding? Are you kidding me? I can't do that. I can't just call up people and talk to them about that and then ask them for money. There's a mindset issue. That right there is a mindset issue. And I'm going to tell you right now, here is where the fog comes in handy. Okay? So when you talk about baby steps, and again, let me hop back over to the operator if that's you. And if you're an operator and you're thinking about delegating something and you look and go, I can't delegate that. I'm the only one who knows how to do that. There's a mindset issue. That is not a knowledge issue. That is not an issue of trying to know how to delegate something. That, if you're saying that to yourself, you have a mindset issue. You have a mindset block that is stopping you from hiring people who can help you in your business. Okay? There are many other little nuances to this because I also know lots of entrepreneurs who can definitely delegate, but unfortunately their standards of perfection are so high and they are so picky about every little detail that when they do hire someone, it's never right and they're never good enough and they can never do what they need to have done because they never do it good enough. Okay. If that's you, you got another issue. You got to get over perfection. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the one who says, I can't delegate because I'm the only one who knows how to do that. Okay. Also the one who says, I can't talk to anybody and ask them for money because I just can't do that. Every entrepreneur has to also be a salesperson or you have to hire a salesperson. Okay. So if you are so introverted and shy that you cannot sell, you need to either hire someone or you need to find a way to get over that. Otherwise, you will never, ever, ever be an entrepreneur. Okay? So here's again where the fog comes in for those 2 people. You look only at the very next thing you have to do. So what would stop you from getting on the phone with someone or getting on a Skype call or a Zoom call with someone and talking to them about the thing that you can do that they might need? Okay. Well, probably what's stopping you is you're thinking all the way to that call and what you would say and how you would say it. And what if they said this? And what if they said that? And what if, and what if, and oh my gosh, what if? You've thought about all those things, right? And that totally stops you. Same thing if you're an operator and you're like, okay, I want to hire someone. What probably is stopping you is, okay, first off, I don't have time. That right there is going to stop you in your tracks because you're going to go, there is no way I have any time to train someone. All right. And yes, it does take some time. But for both of you, I want to tell you to stop and just look at the very next thing you need to do. Not all the way out to having someone and having all the time that you need to train them and they're all trained and then you don't have that on your plate. Just look at the very next thing you have to do and allow that fog to settle down into all that other junk, all those other what ifs. Let the fog swallow them up. Because that's all they are, is what ifs. So what ifs, you could what if yourself till you're dead and you'll never be an entrepreneur. So let's stop that. Whenever you start saying to yourself, but what if, or but what if, but, any of those things, stop. Go, nope, I'm right here. I'm right in this moment. I'm not 10 steps from now. I'm in this moment, step 1. And all I need to think about is step 1, not step 10. Not freak myself out about when I'm actually talking to them. What if they say, well, how much? How am I going to answer that? And what if I tell them how much it is? They say, what? Are you kidding? That is way too expensive. Okay, first off, I've never had anyone tell me that, but I've thought that. Okay, so stop doing that. That's step 10. We're starting at step 1. Let that fog settle down to step 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 so that you can't even see them. Okay, so that you don't even know they exist. Just like my lake this morning. When I looked out the window, I didn't even see the lake. I didn't even know it was there. You let the fog settle down to all those other scary things that you don't even need to think about right now. Does that make sense? Please, let me know if this is making sense to you. Obviously, you can't communicate back to me, but you can definitely go on social media and say, yes, Mary, it makes sense. Okay? Do hashtag makes sense, MKJ. That's it. All right? So, what is happening in your business that because of the fog that's around you and the fact that you are staying either as an operator or you're staying as the person dabbling and you don't want to stay there. Okay, that's key. If you want to stay there, more power to you, stay there. I used to tell myself that that's where I wanted to be when my kids were growing up. And it was a great place to be because I could focus on them and not have to worry about whether I had people in the business that I had to care for and do things for. Okay, I did that, but they were my priority. The business wasn't. So that's cool. If you're in that place, stay there. If you're not in that place anymore, which I'm not, okay, you need to listen up. You need to take that fog and use it to your advantage. Use that fog to your advantage if you want to hire someone, if you want to move to the next step. And I guarantee you 10% of what you have to do is knowledge, and you can get that anywhere online for almost free or actually free. The knowledge you can find everywhere. The mindset is what you might need to pay for. And that's cool. But this is the first step I'm taking you on. And then I'm going to talk about paying for it with a coach because I've done that too now. I've actually hired a coach, not just a mentor or a business strategist or anything like that. Someone who's actually personally coaching me. So I'll talk about that in a sec. But if you need to move forward and it is a mindset and you're stuck for at least 6 months to 3 months, if you are stuck there, then I need you to do this. Use that fog to your advantage. Just look at step 1 and all the 10 steps. If you want to, write down all the 10 steps and be scared and be, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this, and be overwhelmed. That's fine. Write them all down and be overwhelmed for a few minutes. Leave them alone and come back to them tomorrow or next week. Okay? Then when you're actually going to do something about it, not just think about it, take step 1 and don't just let the fog settle on steps 2 through 10. Okay, even if you just have to write step 1 down on a new piece of paper or a new note on your computer or somewhere else, and you don't even see the other 10 steps. Okay, the other 9 steps. That's fine. However you need to look at it. But since we're talking about a mindset, think about fog. You know what fog looks like, feels like. You can't see beyond it, but you can see what's in front of you. That's what I want you to do. Use that fog to your advantage. Look only at step 1. And then once you get done with step 1, then you can lift the fog to go to step 2 because now you're stepping to step 2. If you have to physically think about this and put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on a piece of paper, each number on a different piece of paper, put them out on the floor. And you know what I'm talking about. You are in step 1. When you're done with step 1, you will step to step 2. And the fog is going to cover 3 through 10. That is how you make progress. That is how you get over the initial mindset issue of, I can't do this because XYZ. But what if here? But what if there? What if here? That's how you get over those things. Okay? That's the initial step. That's just to make it actually possible in your head. Okay, so that's what I had to do. I had to put my head down and do only step one. Okay, and I'm talking about messenger funnels now, and it's grown to a level beyond anything I've ever imagined. And the only way I could do that is by taking that fog and using it to my advantage. That fog that I had for 8 years, and using it to my advantage. Then the next thing I did was I actually probably June, no, a little bit before. So let me just say about 3 months ago, okay? I hired an actual coach. I hired a personal coach for me. And I personally went to Tony Robbins. Okay. No, Tony Robbins himself is not coaching me. That's for sure. But someone in his results coaching program is, and she is fan-flippin-tastic. Fan-flippin-tastic. So if you want to go look at that, you can. There are many life coaches, business coaches all over the place online. I would suggest you follow someone for a while, see how you like the way they communicate before you actually just jump in and hire someone. I've watched Tony Robbins in person when I went to Funnel Hacking Live last March in Florida. And loved him. I had followed him here and there and everywhere and watched what he had to say in a couple of videos for a couple of years now. And when I was in the right place at the right time and I needed to think about very specific coaching that I wanted to get over mindset issues, that's where I turned, because I was very comfortable with his approach and the way he speaks. And obviously his coaches that he trains speak very, very similar to him. And they matched me, did the DISC profile, DISC profile, and matched me with someone that is very similar to me, which is what you need in a coach. You need someone who's similar to you and understands how you think and understands some of the difficulties that you might have and your personality, so that they can say, yeah, I've been there, I've done that, and this is how I changed it. That's what I needed. And that's what you might need too. So if you use the fog to your advantage and you're still stuck, say 3 months from now, and I guarantee you, please do this. Take that fog and let it settle down around the next things that you have to do that you keep stressing about. You know who I'm talking about. Those are the people who are sitting out there going, yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, I'm doing this. And they're being busy, but not making progress. Like me for 8 flippin' years. So you don't have an excuse. I probably got you beat. Okay, I probably got you beat. 8 years I stayed stuck, stayed in the kind of the same plane and didn't go above, went below a couple of times, definitely, but didn't go above. I guarantee you that's probably not you. Very few people that are listening to me have been stuck like this for 8 years. And yeah, I put up with it. I did it. I had my own reasons. I'm beyond it now. So if that's you, get unstuck by using that fog to your advantage and just look at the next step. Let the fog settle around all those what ifs. What if this? What if that? What if this? What if that? There are so many tools that you can use for selling. And as an entrepreneur, you must be your best advocate for your business. You must be the one that when people talk about or ask you, what are you doing? You are so flippin' excited about what you're doing that they just get caught up in your whirlwind and follow you. That is an amazing place to be. It feels so fantastic. So if you're not that high on it, I get it. If this is just a business and there's not a passion behind it, I get it. I would encourage you to find that passion. But if it's not, and it's a business and you're at least making money at it and you want to go to the next step, then use that fog to your advantage. If you don't have a business yet and you're still dabbling around, find that thing that lights you up. And that light will help penetrate the fog as well. I'm telling you, these things have worked so tremendously well for me. And if you're stuck and you just keep being busy and you're listening to my voice going, yes, yes, that's me. Please use that fog to your advantage and kick it in the you know what and get this thing moving, because the world absolutely needs what you have to offer. It absolutely does. It is so hungry for authenticity. The world is so hungry for people who truly love what they do, to give examples to those who are trudging through life and just saying, this is the best I can do. This is it. And I need something else, but I haven't found it yet. You can speak to those people for whatever it is you have to offer. The world needs it. And I'm telling you, if you don't get off your bum and do it and get through this and stop waiting and making excuses and thinking about all the what ifs, I'm going to come and smack you across the head and go, all right, let's go. I'm going to take you by the arm and make you do it. I would love to do that. But that unfortunately doesn't work either, because then it's my passion that's making you move, not yours. And I need you to take that. So use that fog to your advantage. Just start with step 1 and make that change. Sounds like a Michael Jackson song. Yeah, it is. I hope this finds you well. I hope this finds you creating amazing success. And I so hope you enjoy the journey. To get powered up for your day, just go to parentepower.com and listen to the over 200 episodes we have so far with amazing entrepreneurs just like you. It might just help you feel like a grown-up again.